Welcome to How To with Howco, the podcast that connects you with Howco team members who share their time-tested insights and knowledge covering all aspects of the car wash industry. Since 1969, Howco has helped thousands of car washers get started and find car wash success as they plan, develop, and operate their business. I'm your podcast host, Bruce Hensley. In this episode, we're talking with David Martin, Howco Equipment Sales Manager for the Southeast Territory, and learning from his 25-plus years of car wash industry experience. David will share insights on some current topics regarding car wash operations and equipment, and give guidance on how new and existing operators can make the best choices while maximizing their return on investment. Welcome, David.
Good afternoon, sir.
We want to talk about the resurgence of self-serve and in-bay automatic car washes. And one of the trade publications did a nice big story on it in July. So let's talk about the recent resurgence of self-service and in-bay automatic washes. It's a fascinating story. But before we do that, please explain the basics and differences between those two operational choices, self-service and in-bay automatic.
Absolutely. Well, self-service is pretty much self-explanatory. This is an unmanned site typically where the customer comes on site. They handle everything about washing their car, from the options to the ancillary purchases through vending, and there's no real interaction with anybody else. In-bay automatics are similar. They can also be unmanned, but the machine does the work for the customer. They pull on the site, the machine goes around the vehicle, and then they can leave.
Are self-service washes always the handheld wands, or are there other options for self-service?
Yes, sir. Typically the handheld wands, brushes, wands, and vending.
Okay. And these are not to be confused with the full service where you go through a tunnel on a conveyor and you have employees that greet you, take your money sometimes, and then they'll even wipe down and vacuum your cars in some instances. So to what do you attribute the recent resurgence in the self-serve and in-bay automatic sectors to the car wash business?
I feel like there's a few factors. Some of it is social media driven. There are some influencers out there that are entrepreneurs, and they're going out and buying car washes, and they've got followers, and of course they're showing off all of the benefits of being a business owner, and all they see is cash. So people are easily influenced when it comes to money, so other people are also wanting to copy that path. I think that's step one. Step two is the older generation that built these sites originally, 60s, 70s, and 80s. They're aging out. Their kids may not want to be involved or don't have anybody else to leave it to. So it's time for them to cash out because private equity is sneaking into part of this market and wanting to buy portfolios. And some of it is just it's time to get out. They just don't want the headache anymore, and they've made their money, so it's time to move on.
Are these two sectors outpacing the full service portion?
When it comes to tunnels in this market, yes, for us at least. So right now, for Howco, we've definitely got a lot more interest in the self-serve and in-bay automatic projects.
So what are the pros and cons of self-service and in-bay automatic washes, respectively, versus a tunnel wash?
Gotcha. So the pros in general are initial investment is a lot lower. You can build it very cheaply, and it can obviously go really wild, versus a tunnel where you're going to start at a much higher number no matter what. Other pros of the self-serve are the site can be open 24 hours a day. So in general, you could be making money even in your sleep, versus tunnels, their typical operating hours are 12 hours a day. And that's it. Now, the con of the self-serve and in-bay automatic is your average ticket price can be a lot lower. You got somebody coming in spending $1.50 up to $10 or $15, to where somebody coming in a tunnel might start out at $15 and go higher. There's pros to both because you can still run a membership program regardless of the type of site. You just have to have the right equipment package, I guess you could say. The cons of owning self-serve in-bay automatics typically is you're going to handle a lot of the daily maintenance and cleaning yourself. versus having a tunnel. You can have high school and college kids and whatnot doing all the quote unquote dirty work throughout the day. Where if you own the site by yourself, you might be the one out there shoveling mud out of the bays at 4 o'clock on a Friday.
How much space does it take for each of those sectors?
So the self-serve and in-bay automatics can vary depending on equipment package, but it can be down to 1/4 of an acre. And in some instances can be even smaller if you got to get creative with an out parcel around a shopping center. Where a tunnel, express, full serve, whatever the case is, you could do it on 3/4 of an acre, and it's really, really tight depending on, what needs to be built for that area. But we like to start with an acre.
Does an in-bay automatic ever need employees on site?
Yes, but not as much as anything else. You might have to have somebody come out and just clean the bay out, pick up trash, take money out of the point of sale, make sure there's no leaks on the machines, just your normal daily maintenance, but it's, you might be 1 hour or 2 hours a day.
Now, how much money is actually used? How much cash money is actually used in this day and time? Are there still tokens like the old days where you buy them for quarters, or can you put your credit card in, or can you have memberships?
You can do all of it. The tokens, I don't see as much anymore. I was actually on a site in Virginia 2 weeks ago, and that's the first time I've seen tokens in probably 2 years. Cash in general, it really depends on the area. Some people are going away from cash, are doing everything cashless to cut down on vandalism or any kind of issues. But at the same time, a lot of people want to take every single type of payment they can get.
Can you have phone, app, and unlimited memberships at a self-serve and an in-bay automatic?
Absolutely. So certain pay stations now, and there's other programs that can piggyback off of your pay station where everything is done through an app and also have cameras to take pictures of your license plate to make sure there's nobody abusing the system. And there's actually a couple of vendors out there that can tie that into a QR code that you can mount on your vacuums or any kind of extra services that you can click on that QR code and it'll send a signal to that unit to turn on.
Wow.
So if you have a membership for the in-bay automatic, you can go over to the self-serve, use it as much as you want. You can also go over to the vacuums and use it as much as you want.
Ain't technology wonderful?
That's fantastic.
So what key features should operators be looking for when considering car wash equipment? Features that are going to make me more money.
Flexibility is part of it. I guess variety of options that you can offer to your customer. Back in the day, it was foam brush, pre-soak, wheel and tire cleaner, rinse. You might have 4 or 5 options. To now, there's sites that are 12 and could easily add a couple of extra things if they wanted to. Key features of the equipment is definitely being made with high quality components. Having things that you can source locally if something were to go wrong, be it electronics or hydraulic or anything like that, mechanical, then also being made out of stainless steel when it comes to your pump stand and then your equipment out into the bay.
Now, with an in-bay automatic, are features available such as an underbody wash or rain repellent or tire gloss or dryers? Or are those all available?
Absolutely. So in-bay automatics, I like to consider to a Lego set. You've got a lot of different pieces and you can build it however you want it. A lot of flexibility, be it the premium options that you want to add to the machine, like ceramics and graphene, even like salt shield, and you get into some of these areas with a lot of salt and snow. That's also that's great to have. The other extras, having extra blowers is always a nice function to have, or having the ability to not turn the blowers on. Certain vehicles may not work well with blowers, convertible tops and stuff like that. So being able to turn that off is a nice feature.
And there are lots of components to buying or starting a car wash. You're building your land, but once I've got that all established and I know what kind of wash I want, what is the range of costs for equipment for a self-serve and for an in-bay automatic?
So there's a wide range when it comes to this. You could do a smaller project and be in the, say, $50,000 to $75,000 range for your self-serve wash equipment and a couple of vacuums and your bay meters, all the way up to $750,000 up to $1 million if you're doing multiple in-bay automatic machines with self-serve bays and vacuums and vending. So there's a wide range.
What is the typical time frame from placing the equipment order through the completion of installation? Because I'm in a hurry.
So equipment standard is 4 to 6 weeks if it's just a nice steady pace for all the manufacturers. Worst case scenario, you'll get up 10 to 12 weeks to get everything on site. And then, of course, depending on the scope of work for the project, install can range from 2 weeks up to, I've never really had a project go over 4 weeks.
Is there anything else you'd like our viewers to know about exploring self-serve and or in-bay automatic car wash options?
Absolutely. We are here to help. So if you've found a piece of property that you're interested in, doesn't matter if you've bought it yet or not, or even showed interest to the seller, let us help you. We can look at all the demographics, the traffic counts, all of the information that's needed to make the best decision. So you may think this piece of property is too small to do, a bigger project, and that actually may not be the case. And it could also be the opposite, where the piece is so big that you're not utilizing it for everything else that can go with it. Ice machines are great options for customers out there. Dog washes. There's a lot of opportunities.
You've been listening to David Martin, Halco Equipment Sales Manager for the Southeast Territory, share his insight and experience regarding car wash equipment planning and optimization. This is the How To with Halco podcast, and I'm your host, Bruce Hensley. Please join us for more episodes that help car washers plan, develop, and operate their business and achieve car wash success. For more information or to contact the Halco representative, please visit halco.com.